It's like New Year's all over again, right? Three, two, Happy New Year! Bah! What is up? What is up? Always happy to see you smiling, gang. What's going on with you? How's
Thank
everything?
you, thank you. I'm doing well, thanks, Ramon. Yes,
Happy
nice
New
shirt,
Year.
by the way. Yes, Happy New Year too.
I had to bring back the my Halloween costume. I thought it would be appropriate for the New Year's festivities, our special edition live stream today. Eduardo, where you at? You still hanging over there? If not, that's cool. It's okay, it's okay. He'll pop up. But thank you all for joining. Again, this is January 2nd, 2024. All right, fresh off a new year. January 1st is the honorary I don't want to do anything day. So we gave everybody a break to just kind of like, you know, sleep off that food coma, get back to business, get back to things. Eduardo, how are you, my friend?
Hi, my friend. I'm very well. Thank you very much. And it's very excited to be here again with
Of
you.
course, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my friend. How
Happy
was
New
your day?
Year. All is great so far. The year has been off to I mean, look, so far, I mean, between yesterday and today, things still look the same. Things still feel the same. It's okay. Not things are not going to happen overnight, but we do give thanks to God, give thanks to our family, give thanks to everyone who was a part of our year last year. Um, Last year was a very important year for me as I look back on it, and I am looking forward to all the great things we're gonna do this year. Um, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to kind of express how your New Year's went and how things went. Gang, I know you've been doing a little bit of traveling. I'll let you go first.
Last year, I went to a beach with my family on the New Year's Day. Um, I think it took me about a little bit over 3 hours to get to the beach from where I live, which is close to Bangkok, and the beach is called Hua Hin. Is quite a famous beach here in Thailand. When I went there, it was very crowded, and I see a lot of foreigners actually. I see a lot of Caucasians living in that area. Yes.
And how did you see New Year's being celebrated around you?
There was a lot of people like they stay up late at night, but like I'm an early bird, so I don't want to stay up late and celebrate the New Year's fireworks and everything. So I went to sleep early, but my wife said that she woke up because she heard a lot of noises, a lot of fireworks noises on around midnight, and she couldn't sleep. Yes, but luckily I managed to sleep during the night. Yes.
Understandable. That happened to me last year. I was like on the couch watching I always watch Times Square, the Times Square New York City countdown. I kind of fell asleep on the couch. Next thing you know, five, four. And I'm like, trying to get up and trying to get the family together last year. This year I was a little more prepared. Eduardo, how was your New Year's out in Peru? What did y'all do?
Hi, my friend. But personally, I went to my mom's house. I have dinner with her, with my father and my brothers. And after that, I went to my house to sleep. And the next day, I decided to go to my mom's house again to have breakfast, to have lunch there. And after that, I returned to my apartment. I decided not to go outside, neither to party and nothing because it was full of people. And I do not, I prefer choose another day because if I go to the beach, it's full of people. If I go wherever you want to go, it's full of people and it's not attractive to go to any place on that date at least. Because for example, on Christmas, I went to the beach and that was really super growth of people. That's super full. And since that, I decided not to be upside this day.
Okay, so my boys are kind of not trying to party too hard. Similar on both sides. Too much people. So it's overcrowded, overpopulated. I hear you. Where I am, same thing. I also kind of kept it, at home, not really going out and doing anything too crazy. Of course, fireworks. I am a big fan of fireworks. And this year, I was actually, because last year, Angelica was like, yo, daddy, what's up with these fireworks, man? I mean, they're okay, but I want to see I want something that lights up the sky. I want those that go in the air and go boom, and like, those Disney World fireworks. So, I did a little bit of shopping, and I found some nearby where, yes, the fireworks were 16 shots, right? All at once. I took a video. I can share it later. And it caught me off guard because I've never lit up fireworks that went up that big, that high. Now, of course, there's certain fireworks that are illegal. These fireworks, I bought them from a store, so I want to safely say that I think I'm all good. And it wasn't even as big as some of the other people around me fireworks, but it was fun, man. I had a great time. Always good to light the fireworks. Like I said, I always watch Times Square, New York City. It's like a tradition for me. That's like what I always watch. People performing, singing, waiting for the ball to drop. But New Year's, man, always a fun time. Maybe when y'all were younger, maybe y'all went out. We're getting older, so maybe we want to rest up a little bit, take advantage of the next day. But yes, that is part of what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about a little bit about where New Year's might have came from, the origins, a little bit kind of like Christmas. And we can elaborate on our own New Year's traditions. And I also want to hear about Gang and Eduardo's New Year's resolutions. A lot of people, when there's a new year, new me. We want to make some changes, some improvements. I'm not gonna lie, I fall into that as well. But I kind of want to hear what you guys want to look forward to this year. But before that, let me take a peek into our chat. Thank y'all for joining me. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Paisa. How are you doing? Bernadex. Happy New Year to you all. Thanks for joining. Again, this is the live stream. I believe this is our 15th episode. Again, we get together to have a culture exchange, practice our English, discuss topics. Actually, while I kind of give a little time for some of our live viewers to trickle in, shout out prayers to Japan. They just received the earthquake, a 7.5, 7.6 earthquake. Horrible situation. Earthquakes are one of the more difficult natural disasters that you can like protect yourself from. You don't know when it's going to hit. And even New York City received a 1.7 small tremble in Queens. So the plate tectonics are moving. But everybody out there, stay safe. What do you guys think about that?
Well,
Yes. You go first, Eduardo. Yes.
well, I think that they received the year with this. This was a good was a way to receive the year. Like for example, okay, maybe some people can believe that okay, this year is going to be like be careful because I don't know the natural is going to surprise. Maybe I don't know. What do you think, Game?
Yes, I feel sad that it happened to Japan. I also think that like earthquakes happens a lot in Japan somehow. Like the country is located on I think on some part of the world that is prone to have a lot of earthquakes. But like I heard that they prepare a lot for earthquakes. Like the building they built in the country tend to be suitable like for when earthquake happens. Yes.
It's funny you said that. I was about to mention that. I saw some videos where some of the houses, even though it was shaking,
Yes.
they're still like, because I mean, normally a couple little shakes and a building can collapse. But
Yes.
these buildings were like kind of like taking the tremble, but maintaining their stability.
Yes, I think it might be because of the material of the design that like the that the people in Japan they quite smart and they know how to deal with it. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, man, let's all everybody out there stay safe. Yeah, like you said, first day of the year and already natural disasters. I believe the if I'm not mistaken, the earthquake created like a tsunami as well. Because with the
Yes.
water, that can also so now you got double the trouble, right? Now you got not just the floor breaking open, but now you got water coming in. So prayers, lots of prayers for everybody in Japan. But yeah, then we get into our little talk, Well, of course, obviously today's January 2nd. So as we go, we'll dig deeper, right? Try to figure out why we do the things we do sometimes. And for a long time, I was like, okay, every year there's a countdown, huge party, 3, 2, 1. And then we add a year, right? 2023, 2024. Your whole life, you've been adding this year. So I've asked a few people, well, what is becoming a year older with New Year's specifically, right? Christmas, we've discussed, the birth of Christ, things like that. But New Year's, like a week after Christmas, mind you, this is not now around the world, there's different New Year's because different people follow different calendars. So the calendar plays a big factor in this whole New Year's thing. But like, yeah, 2024. I'm gonna do how I always do. I'm gonna give y'all the floor first. I'm gonna kick it to Eduardo. What have you researched and found out about New Year's, and why do we keep adding a year every year? What's 2024 years old?
Well, for example, I read some theories that, but at the beginning it started in Mesopotamia. I don't know how to say it in English, and the cultural it happened in 2000, 2000 before Greece, and in Babylonia, and there was a festival, and 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 about that the duration of this festival was about 11 days, and it marked the beginning of the new year. And in this festival it includes, for example, religion rituals, recreation of many things. It was symbolic, and it was made because they want to reaffirm the power of the person in charge, in this case the king, right?
Was it the Akitu festival, right? Akitu?
Yes. It is. I don't know the exact name, but remember, but I know that it was in Mesopotamia.
Yeah. And okay, you said something very important. And again, I'm gonna try to keep it a little simple on the surface for our listeners, just to kind of break things down easily. You mentioned before Christ, right? An important in when you're telling time, an important detail.
Yes.
BC, AD. Right now we're in AD. So BC, like you said, before Christ. So that says that to history, to a lot of people, to maybe the world, the birth of Christ is a significant event in time. Like, I mean, despite what religion you might be, despite what you believe in, you don't believe in, just when it comes down to the time, that played a big factor. Now, AD, some people think it's after death. Well, it's actually Anno Domini. That's what it stands for. And that's the time we are now, which is, 2024. They don't say AD no more, but that is the time they're in. But yeah, so now prior to now, we had a different calendar. Eduardo, do you recall what this calendar was called? If not,
Yeah.
I got you.
Well, it has changed through history. The calendar have changed. For example, the Egypt have different dates, and the Greece have different dates. But always associates with some events. For example, in Greece, it's associated by the winters, and in Egypt, it associates by the star of Atum, for example. It have different dates, but still they celebrate.
Yeah, they've definitely at some point there was the Julian calendar, which is the one that was prior to this one. He was the first person that I believe wanted to align the calendar with the sun. Because some, I think in some, gang, correct me, on your side, do you align the calendar with the sun or with the moon?
Uh,
Or
I think I have no idea, but like
no worries.
yes, I think we kind of adopted that from Western country. So now, like we have the same calendar as every country in the world.
Got it. Because at some point, the Julian calendar got unaligned. Because of course, with orbit, things shift a little bit, change a little bit, moves a little bit. So the calendar and the sun were unaligned by like 10 or 11 days. It's just like a week and some change. So then Pope Gregory fixed it. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a process to how they align the calendar with the sun, but they created the Gregorian calendar, which is the calendar that we use today. So what I want to say, okay, another good point that I picked up from the ethers. It's a leap year this year. Every 4 years, you add one day to the year in
Yeah.
February. But of course, this all comes down to like it goes back to like astrology. You know what I mean? Like the planets, the stars. I don't want to get too deep into that black hole. Sorry. But but yeah, so safe to say that 2024 is like how many years it's been since Jesus was born. Because that's before Christ, and then it switched over to AD. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's
And for example, returning to your idea about the busiest year, that is that it's because you know that, for example, what is a year? A year is the duration of the hair give the all the orbit of the sun, right? So this was a year, but it do not take 365 days. It takes 365.44 days. So in each you have a little date, right? So each year you have to recover that additional date, part of the date. That's why each 4 dates we have, each 4 years we have one year vicious.
that
Oh, I
is
see.
very interesting.
You have to align, right, the time.
Alrighty. Very interesting, Eduardo. Science is fun, right? Science is fascinating. By the way, friends, we got 31 people right now in the party. Happy New Year's to everyone. Shout out to the chat. Thank you all for your blessings. Hope everyone has a prosperous year coming up. We are talking a little bit about New Year's, a little bit about some of the things we did, some of the traditions that New Year's comes with, and going back to the origins, right? Where New Year's comes from. Of course, if you go all the way back, early Rome, most of it was like very pagan related. There's a god called the god of called Janus, right? The god of the New Year's. That's like two faces, one looking forward and one looking back, kind of like the future and the past. I'm not really into all of that, but I had to do my research. Janus, why? This the god of the beginning, January, the month January, where that comes from. But of course, once Christianity started to come in, like Christmas, you know what? The origin of Christmas is not too far from the origin of New Year's. The Christians came in and they try to do away with all the pagan rituals and to try to keep things more aligned with Christ. So it's very interesting how, like, in the end, everything kind of connects, right? Politics, science, the moon, the stars, the time, everything just kind of comes together. Religion, ethnicity, where you're born, where you're from, like everything just kind of like one big picture that we're looking at. But yeah, let me see what else. New Year's 1582 is when the Gregorian calendar came into place. It is a solar calendar. And yep, until someone steps in and does otherwise, that's the calendar we'll be following. But yeah, I can only imagine like 1 AD, like the first year, like when this all began, and then and there's always, but since the beginning of time, there's always been a celebration, a party, kind of like, I kind of feel like when New Year's comes around, they said this in Forrest Gump. They said in New Year's, you kind of feel like you get to start over. You get like a clean slate. You had a bad year. When it's New Year's, you almost have a chance to be like, you know what? Let's start again. Let's go back at it. That's why a lot of people have resolutions. And by the way, if you're in the chat, drop your New Year's resolution in the chat, man. Let me know. What are you trying to change this year? What are you trying to make better of yourself? I know there's data that proves that gym memberships are at its highest the first month of the year.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's very funny, right? Many people see the new year like something that they have to know. They something new they have to do, right? They try to adjust their deadline time for a year, right? Or they try to adapt the new, the new thing they want to do with the beginning of the year. That is something good, I think. It's not so bad because many people can choose, okay, I want to do something. It's time to realize that I need to do something, and I'm going to do with the beginning of the new year. Of course, it doesn't matter which year or which time they start, but it could be as a reference, right? So many people use that as a reference. And I think it's a good idea to do that. Personally, I'm not a person who try to have the line, but I think that sometimes I have proposed something that I want to start, and I use that new year as a reference because it's something that made you think, right? Made you take action.
Okay. And Eduardo, since you're on that topic, I'm gonna put you on the spotlight first. Okay, first, what was something great that you can take from 2023?
Okay, personally, I think that I have learned a lot. I didn't achieve too much because it's part of my work, each thing that I have is part of my work, right? If you work, you get. But more than that, what I value more is what I have learned in my personal life, in business, in my experience working, seeing my mistakes, my errors. So I think that this is what I give, what I take, right? Because of course I have traveled, I have bought many things, but I don't care. What I really value for me is what I have learned. I think that I have learned a lot of things, and I need to pass for this situation to realize that I need to change some things. So now that it's this new year, I'm not going to commit the same mistake. I'm not going to do that. But it helped me to realize that I need to change, right? And 2023 have helped me a lot.
Beautiful. Beautiful words. Thank you, Eduardo. And yes, I have been fortunate to have kind of been your friend throughout the year. So I kind of know a little bit about what you've gone through. I've seen your growth. Gang, now you're on the spot. What would you say what can you take from 2023? What was like maybe a valuable lesson, something that you learned from this past year?
For me, I feel that we need to take care of our health. Like our health is the most maybe important things is like more important than like money or any other things. So like and as we get older, I think our health will become like not as good as like what we were like in the past when we were younger. So we need to take care of our health. Like we shouldn't work too hard. We shouldn't be stressful. Yes, we should try to maybe eat some healthy food on a daily basis and do regular exercise. Yes.
Okay, I like that. Taking care of your health, especially like post-COVID, right? We just shook
Yes.
off COVID.
Yes.
So, um, do your exercise, eat healthy, stay sanitized, keep things clean. But yes, health, I'm not gonna argue with you there, man. It could arguably be, if not, it is the most important thing because without health, we have nothing. So, great point there. Great takeaway. For me, oof, let me see, 2023. I mean, just trying to find patience, trying to find patience with people, maybe understanding we're all human. We're all trying to get through. Maybe some people may not communicate it, but that doesn't mean they may not be feeling a certain way. So like, let's try to be understanding and take a breath, take things slow. And I want to also work on my spirituality, maybe being able to like pray more, meditate more, like really like connect with God in my own way. And then find a way to share that with everyone else, right? Because everyone's different. I learned a lot from you, Eduardo, from you, gang, talking to you guys. Um, Also, like I'm happy that I've been able to like through our live stream kind of like teach ourselves things because I've taught myself a lot of new things that, to be quite honest, I may have not known about not too long ago. So it's you can learn something new every day. There's something new going on all the time. Just be open-minded to it. And if you learn it, maybe share it with someone. Maybe someone else can learn something and keep the conversation going. Keep the conversation going in a positive way. But yeah, 2023, not a bad year at all. Let me look into okay, we got Wendy's New Year's resolution is to travel more this year. All right, Wendy, go for it. Get that passport going. Um, I know traveling it's like half fun, but like half work. You have to like organize everything. I know Gang just came from traveling, so he knows how it is. You got to make sure everything is packed. You don't forget nothing. You got to make sure you're budgeting correctly. So, yeah, man, shout out to Wendy. I wish you the best travels this year. All right. There's okay, funny. Do you guys have superstitions for New Year's? Like I know for me, I don't know if it's like with like the Hispanic family, like you get like a suitcase and you have to go outside and like run down the street with a suitcase and you're gonna get good luck traveling, or you eat grapes and
Yes.
you eat the grapes, you get good luck, or you get money or something like that. Do you guys have any superstitions like that?
Yes, in my country, we believe that on the Thai New Year, which is a different day, like compared with the regular New Year, we tend to clean our house because we believe that like dirty house being bad luck, and we tend to get rid of it, clean the bad luck, and then begin with like the new thing, the new cleanliness.
I like that. Clean the house the first of the year. How about you, Eduardo? Any superstitions?
Yes, well, personally, I do not believe in anything. I personally do not believe because it's like for me, I don't believe because it's like I don't know how to say it. It's not depends what you wear, what you do, right? On that moment, it's depend more, but that than more other things. So, but I know that many people do. For example, it's to travel, go to the beach. Sorry, go to the streets with the suitcase that you said, and eat grape. It's similar here, and wear something yellow, maybe underpants or something yellow. They wear something yellow
Okay,
and something like that. It's more common.
that's funny. Yeah, here the eating of the grapes, the running with the suitcase. Yeah, it's similar. I think those come more from like maybe a Hispanic background. I think they have more of those superstitions. But now another question. And Eduardo, you're back on the spot. So now in 2024, what would you like to do differently? What would be your true New Year's resolution?
Well, to, to be sincere with you, I have I have fired 4 person in my company because I need to change many things here. So I decided not to keep person who do not have the competence. So I decided to finish with them, and I finished with my the person who worked in my house, the person who helped cleaning my house. I decided to finish because she always is absent. So I decided no, this year have to be different. So goodbye. I'm sorry, goodbye. I have to. It hurt me, but I need to do that. So on my company, I'm going to do the same for 4 persons, and it's going to be hard, but it's necessary because I want to start the new year's order, and I need to grow. So if you want to grow, you have people that have the competence, right? So I decided to do that this year. And the other thing is that personally, because this is in a laboral, talking about work, right? But talking about personal, I decided to travel. I'm going to travel if I receive the visa, I want to go to USA, or if not, I'm going to go Europe. I'm going to go Europe, but I'm going to do that this year. This is my resolution, and I'm going to go alone because I want to travel alone. I don't want to go with anyone. I need to do this to grow, and of course to learn something new. And I'm trying to learn something new, like for example, a programs or something like that, something technological.
Okay, Eduardo. And again, sorry, I know it's difficult sometimes to let some people go, to cut the grass. We don't want to, and it might hurt us to to go through that because we don't want to hurt others, but unfortunately, sometimes it's necessary, and we kind of have to take those steps. So I admire your courage. Sometimes business has to be handled the way it's handled. Shout out to Paisa in the chat, said to become more mindful and present. I feel that, right? To be more like, don't get caught up in your phone too much, right? Try to be more in the moment with whatever you're doing. And you know, gang, any New Year's resolutions for 2024?
For me, this year I want to focus myself on learning about passive income and investment. So in the future, I would like to put my money into the stock market here in Thailand, and I want to earn passive income in the future so that like when I get older, I don't have to work all the time. I can lay back and like earn some interest from the stock market. Yes.
I like that. Financial goals. All right. We're going to learn about the stock market. We're going to get more into investments. Not mad at that at all. I might also have to do a little bit of digging in that department. Um, but yeah, let me see. What's up for me? New Year's resolution. As y'all know, I proposed to my fiance on Christmas Day. So one of my goals will be to kind of get that wedding, you know, follow it through, have it complete, have it done. That's definitely on the list. Um, but as far as myself, personal development, just kind of being a little more patient, kind of understanding that not everything in life is perfect. There'll be a mistake. You might drop a cup, you might spill some milk, and it's like instead of letting that like ruin your day, like just kind of like solve it, fix it real quick, and just keep going. That's part of the journey. So yeah, just kind of giving myself a little more grace, a little more like patience with myself too, because sometimes we try to work so hard, we try to push ourselves that, rest is a superpower.
Sometimes, yes, I totally agree with.
Rest, rest is a superpower. Sometimes slow is fast because you're taking your time, one brick at a time till you get that wall. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. Gang, Pink Floyd, great song. You know how it is. But let me see anyone else got some New Year's resolutions in the chat. Okay. Shout out to Bella Gracia. Nice discussion. Absolutely. Always good to touch base at the end/beginning of the year. Shout out to A Joke Solution. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. But yeah, man, we've just been having a nice discussion about New Year's, some of our New Year's resolutions, some of our takeaways from 2023. Spoke about the origin of New Year's, how things got started a little bit. But just a heads up, next week we won't be live just for 1 week. So y'all jot that down. It's the end of our fiscal year. Just kidding. But we're gonna kind of take 1 week to like kind of like a teacher planning day, you know. I know it's a little difficult considering different parts of the country, different parts of the planet that we're in. Gang's in Thailand, Eduardo's in Peru, I'm in the United States. So, you know, next week around this time, we're just gonna take a little time to plan things, have a little meeting, kind of get together. But we're not gonna be live next week, just 1 week. But the week after that, we're gonna come back stronger than ever with much more fun topics, great conversations, and much more things to learn, just to give everybody the heads up. All right. Richard, to be more physically active. Okay, I'm going to connect that with gang, doing more exercise, doing your stretches. I mean, look, you don't have to be a bodybuilder or like crazy, you know, weightlifter. Just do some exercise, man. Get the blood pumping, bust a sweat or two, but like push yourself, you know, even if it's just like a like a power walk, you know, you don't have to necessarily go sprinting, but get moving. Get moving because it'll pay off when you're older, right? The more active you are now, when you're older, your bones remain flexible and you kind of have less issues with that. All right. Anyone else in the chat? We got currently 25 live viewers. Success Life, welcome back. I remember you. Been a basically a regular at this point. See you all the time. Shout out to Wes in Nigeria holding us down also. We might have to get him on here one day, talk to him, see what's going on. But happy New Year's to everyone. Happy 2024. I'm looking forward to this year, man. I'm happy we're able to get to 15 live streams consecutively without missing one. That's a goal achieved in my book. See, Success Life said, spend more time with family and friends. Absolutely. Definitely. Always got to have time with the family. I do spend time with my family, but hey, doesn't hurt to spend more time with your family. If I can spend every woken second with my family, I will. But shout out to Success Life. It's kind of on brand because if you spend more time with your family and friends, that is a success life. No pun intended. Thank you for joining us. But gang, Eduardo, I'm gonna probably take it all the way to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Any final words? Any final thoughts? Eduardo, I'll let you go ahead and give your final words.
Okay, Roman, thank you very much for inviting me once again. And once again, I will say to all our viewers that please, if they want to do something different in this new year, take the time to reflect, to think, and do it because it's very necessary. If you keep if you don't move, you can maybe the life can pass and you cannot notice that. I say that by experience. If you want to do, okay, you have to do jump. The more difficult sometimes it's to do something. It's not maybe to do it, but to have the decision to do. This is the more difficult sometimes. So thank you once again for have with us, and that's my recommendation. Thank you.
Like Nike, just do it. Eduardo, it's always a pleasure to have you. Gang, I'll let you take us to church.
Yes, and thank you for having me here today. It was a pleasure, and I wish everybody a happy new year. I wish everybody have a healthy and a happy life all this year.
Thank you, gang. Appreciate you. We're always happy to have you. Happy New Year to everyone. Hold on. We do got a couple minutes. Carissa, learn a new skill on how to become a leader in my company. Hey, that one hit my heart. That one really hit my heart because being a leader, you know what the definition of a leader is. Everything goes good is your fault. Everything goes bad, it's your fault too. It all weighs on you. So being a leader is not easy at all, but I admire and I empower you to be the best leader you can be. Carissa, thank you for joining us. Thank you for chiming in on your New Year's resolution. And to everybody, I wish y'all the best. I mean, of course, aside from next week, but every other Tuesday, join us. Let's work together and build these resolutions. I'm down for it. We can work together. We can always talk about things that, when you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, you can bring yourself closer to that goal, right? So as long as we keep productive, keep learning, keep the conversation open, we can always learn something new. We can always grow and become better people. And that's what we're all about. I'm just dribbling the ball for the next 45 seconds so we can sign out at 7. You guys came for an hour. I'm going to give you the full hour. Again, thank you all for joining us. Hope everybody has a happy new year. And I'm going to catch y'all not next week, but the week after that. All right?
Okay, my friend. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Everybody have a great night. Peace.